Good evening. We're here back at East Brunswick High School for another broadcast with EBTV covering East Brunswick Wrestling. Garrett, we have a whole lot going on tonight. We just passed some JV wrestling. We're going to have the girls wrestling. We have alumni night, 50 years since Jay Doyle put wrestling on the map. We have senior night, and then we have a matchup between East Brunswick and Marlboro. What do you expect to see tonight?
First, I think let's take a moment to recognize the girls wrestling program. Both teams, Marlboro, Metuchen's here as well. East Brunswick have built some great girls wrestling programs, something to be really proud of. So excited to see some good girls wrestling tonight on the mat. Special
treat for everybody at home that haven't been exposed to girls wrestling yet. It's new and it's really taking off. How about the boys matchup against Marlboro tonight?
It's going to be a good matchup. It's rounding out the season here for East Brunswick and for Marlboro, just a couple minute drive down Route 18. It'll be a good battle of the area.
So for myself, Stu Garrett Kohn, and my son Garrett, we'll be back with tonight's action. So we are here live for East Brunswick Girls Wrestling, something new to EBTV. On your screen you see the Bears in green, the top left corner, and it'll say visitor, because it's going to be a little bit of a mix between girls from Metuchen and Marlboro.
When you see Marlboro out on the mat, you'll see them out there in the gray and pink singlets. That'll be Marlboro. Metuchen out there in blue and black. Our first match here is going to be a matchup for East Brunswick, Abby Leiden, and for Marlboro, Shannon Glowacka. Both wrestlers here starting the neutral position in the first period. Abby Leiden from East Brunswick, a 152-pound wrestler, wrestling up against Shannon Glowacka here, a 165-pound wrestler.
Abby also is on the track team, where she throws the discus and shot put.
Abby in on a single leg, unable to secure it for the takedown. Shannon sprawls out, spins around, and secures two. So Shannon's going to take the lead here, 2-0 in the bout. And a quick escape for Abby brings our match score to 2-1.
So we're 1 minute into the first period. We'll wrestle 3 2-minute periods unless there's a pinfall, which will stop wrestling. Shannon from Marlboro trying to work a off the arm. Now they're in a head-to-head tie. Both wrestlers looking for an opening, kind of feeling each other out, looking to set up a shot.
Abby in on a double leg, switches to a single. Still no control, switches back to a double, trying to get her out outside for a takedown here. Shannon sprawling out, defending the single and double leg that Abby's in on. Shannon looking to apply a crossface and sprawl, get all her weight down on the mat so she can avoid being taken down here. Tries to counter.
She's got to hold on to that leg now for 2-3 seconds to end this period before she gives up a takedown. And she manages to hold on. That's going to bring our score 2-1 in favor of Marlboro into the second period. Referee flips the disc for choice of position. Our official is Carlos Socio, wearing the 152. Letting us know East Brunswick selects down. The winner of the coin toss has choice of top, bottom, neutral, or defer to the third period.
Okay, when you're ready, please.
Our official sets Abby down.
Marlboro, belly button, back of the elbow. Let's get set, please.
Shannon on top. Ref blows the whistle. Here we go. Second period underway. Marlboro on top in position and on top in score.
Shannon looking for a turn here. She's got a cross face, getting out to the side here. She's going to look to try to turn Abby to her back and expose her back and gain some points that way. And let's see if she does. And she does. So our official swiping, he's got 3 count there, 4 and 5. So should they return back to their stomach, Shannon will gain some points. But now she's going to try to finish with a fall here. Shannon looking to secure the fall, pinning in an attempt to pin Abby on her back. Abby looking to roll through and avoid being pinned.
Abby's given up a little bit of a weight advantage here, moving up a weight class. You know, she'd rather compete than not have a match.
Absolutely.
What Shannon really needs to do here is get long and tee off and use her weight to her advantage and put a little more pressure down on Abby. Abby wants to roll through, and she's successful getting to her belly. She wants to set the table now and get her knees up and try to explode, get some hand control, and improve her position from bottom. We have 30 seconds to go here in the second period.
Able to roll through there. Shannon picks up 3 additional points, 3 near fall points.
Increases her lead to 5-1, 5-2, I'm sorry. 5-1, no. Scoreboard went to 2, now back to 1. The 1 is courtesy of that escape she had in the first period.
Shannon in on a far side cradle here. She brings Abby back to her back here, tries to count some points, and Abby able to roll
Abby
through.
turns the table.
With 0.1 seconds left. That's 0.1.
Wow, what a change. What a change of events, Garrett.
What a change of events with 0.1 seconds left. Abby Leiden from East Brunswick rolls through the cradle, breaks the cradle, turns Shannon to her back and sticks her for a pin with 0.1 seconds left. She should be really proud of that one.
We get a look at her and Coach Rachel Daddio giving her some congratulations. Hey, the pin is the equalizer. You could be down. Interesting thing about wrestling, you can be down in any score at any time, and you can convert to a pin. That concludes the bout. You know, that's what they're out there for, working for the fall.
That's right. Had it ended that way, it probably would have been, you know, 8-1 or 8-3, give or take, depending on the situation. But Abby able to pull through and get a fall here. So we're going to move on to our next bout. Our next match here is going to be Madeline Alvarega from East Brunswick versus Alex Sokolov from Marlboro.
Gotta like those singlets on Marlboro, huh, Gar?
Yeah, those are really cool. I'm glad that they're doing that for these girls teams.
The East Brunswick girls wrestling in a compression shirt and shorts, which is also acceptable in the sport now. Back in the day, it was all singlets, and in recent years, they've given the wrestlers options. If they're not comfortable wearing singlets, they can wear tight-fitting top and tight-fitting shorts. Madeline is a junior, her second year of wrestling. She's trying to work into a headlock.
And Alex from Marlboro, a sophomore, 7-6 on the season.
Since we're not wrestling just one team, it's a little bit of Marlboro, a little bit of Metuchen mixed in. We're not out for a team score today. It's just going to be individual bouts for the girls. You know, girl wrestling has really risen in the last 2 years. It's amazing the growth and steps forward it's taken. So both wrestlers in a head-to-head tie. We're 1 minute into the first period. Wrestle near the edge.
Alex in here on a front headlock, and Madeline able to back out of it.
Now, if they should cross that white perimeter, the referee will blow the whistle and we'll get a fresh start back in the center. So there's basically the same rules apply for the girls as the boys.
Some minor changes, minor exceptions, things like weight classes look a little bit different. The other thing that you saw in one of our earlier matches is the wrestling official for this evening, Carlos Socio, flipped the disc for choice at the end of the first period. That's something we don't typically see in a boys dual meet because you're able to field complete teams. We'll get to that a little bit later when we have the boys matchup as we explain that to you, our viewers. But some things you'll see are a little bit different to this situation. This is the 100-pound weight class.
So that ends our first period. Our official Carlos Socio flips the choice. Marlboro has the choice.
Defer.
She's going to defer her choice to the third period. East Brunswick has selected the defense position or bottom.
Okay, let's go. Yep.
In a 0-0 match, you want to score first because should it ever go to sudden death, the wrestler that scores first will have the choice of position for that last 30 seconds. So good strategy employed by Coach Daddio, having a wrestler on bottom. It's a good opportunity to score points for Madeline.
Alex in here on a far side cradle. Trying to lock it up. Madeline staying tough on bottom, not letting her lock it up.
Coaches were helpful to us and provided some information sheets. One thing I want to point out here is Alex Sokolov brings a 4.68 GPA into this match. It's very impressive. I don't know how she wrestles this quite yet, but I can tell you academically she's quite in a special category. So both wrestlers in the same position. Madeline's going to want to establish hand control, try to get her knees under her and maybe pop up. She needs to look away from that half to avoid going to her back.
Madeline looking to drive that half Nelson deeper and turn. I'm sorry, Alex trying to drive that half Nelson deeper and turn Madeline to her back. And once she gets that back exposed, we'll see the wrestling official swipe for a count. And we see him swiping there and counting. You may hear him counting on the microphone. And he's holding points there.
Sokolov has 3 in the bank. So when they come out of the situation, if there's not a fall, the 3 points are awarded when they leave the predicament.
And the official looking to see if both shoulders or scapula from the bottom wrestler, Madeline here, will touch the mat for a period of approximately 2 seconds, and they do. So the official will award a pinfall here. And the win here goes to Alex from Marlboro.
Good job. Next.
That's going to take us to our 5th weight class, 5th bout tonight,
which will be April Sarmiento from East Brunswick and Ellie Amsel from Marlboro.
Maybe on this side, all right? Thank you.
So we got a lot going on tonight, Garrett. We have 50 years since the passing of Jay Doyle, a famous figure in wrestling.
When you're ready.
And we have some alumni coming back in his honor. We also have senior night for the East Brunswick boys and girls. We'll get to that a little bit later.
If you're joining us here for this girls match, we encourage you to stick around for the remainder of this broadcast and watch through, because we've got some great events lined up. Again, alumni night, senior night for our seniors, and a full varsity boys dual meet against Marlboro. So if you're watching us now, stick around. We've got a lot of events. April here for East Brunswick in on a high single, takes it to a takedown and is up 2-0 here against Amsel from Marlboro. Wrestling near the edge of the mat.
So girl wrestling is moving forward. There's going to be a girls regional tournament at 4 different locations this year. And the place winners in that tournament will go on to the States, and the finals will be held in Atlantic City this year. So we're halfway through our first period with East Brunswick on top in position and on top in score.
April here for East Brunswick, looking to get a turn, trying to get a half Nelson in there. One-on-one wrist control there on the left side. You'll see that. And she's trying to get out to the side and get a turn. Let's see if she can.
April says Coach Daddio has really made wrestling fun for her, and that's why she's out here, having some fun. April trying to work that power half, and she's successful.
So much so that she secures the pin. That's a pin for April Sarmiento from East Brunswick. So that's 2 pins now for our East Brunswick girls as we move on to our next bout of the evening. Our next bout tonight is going to be between Carmela De Mayo for East Brunswick and Lola Roses from Metuchen.
So Metuchen's in the blue singlet. We haven't had Metuchen on the mat yet. They're mixed in with the Marlboro wrestlers taking on East Brunswick.
So Lola here from Metuchen and Carmela here for East Brunswick. Carmela, a 120-pound wrestler, junior from East Brunswick. Favorite teacher, also Coach Kevin Brady. And Lola from Metuchen, a 120-pound sophomore. 3-5 on the season. And both wrestlers here in the neutral position, just looking to gain some control, gain hand control, and work for a takedown.
We'd like to tell you a little bit about the wrestler's background. We have a break in action or a soft moment, and Carmela likes to play the guitar in her free time, and she's also involved in softball and volleyball.
And a hold there by the official, not yet awarding 2, and he does as they go out of bounds.
Explain why he waited there to give the 2 points.
Metuchen, you're down when you're ready. Face me, please. Thank you.
When a wrestler's looking to gain a takedown after being in the neutral position, the official's looking for the wrestler to gain control on the mat beyond reaction time. And the key word there is beyond reaction time. So even though it looked like the wrestler, the East Brunswick wrestler Carmela was there behind Lola, the official's looking for control beyond a period of time where Lola has a quick moment to react. Lola did, but Carmela pushed through and was able to secure the takedown as they went out of bounds.
Our official knows all about girl wrestling. His own daughter is wrestling this season for North Brunswick, Alessandra Socio, enjoying great success wrestling at St. Thomas and Edison. You hear the wrestlers getting instructions from the sideline. Sometimes that can be overwhelming when you're out on the mat. It all just kind of mumbles together. Carmela's locking her hand. She's got to release those once they come down to the mat beyond reaction time, and
once you get down,
that's going to cost her a 1-point penalty.
And you hear the official explaining that to Carmela. Once you're down, you have to let go, is what he said. So you can lock your hands in the standing position, but once you return down to the mat, you have to let go of your hands. You can't lock around the waist, and that awards a point to Lola. So that's going to bring our score to 2-1 for Carmela here.
And those are points you don't want to give up. You want to earn your points and give them up hard, not easy.
East Brunswick with the coach. Defer.
East Brunswick had choice. Defers her choice. Metuchen looking over to her coach. Metuchen's going to take the offense position.
You're right.
So Carmela's going to get set on bottom. Our official asking her if she's okay. She says she is. Our official's primary responsibility out there is safety.
Head up, don't move.
Carmela gets set here on bottom. Lola's going to go on top as Lola took top for her choice here in the beginning of the second period. And the second period is underway for another 2 minutes of action. Carmela looking for a quick reversal. She gets behind her, and she does secure the reversal. Can't hang on too long. Lola with a quick escape. That brings our score to 4-2, and we're in the neutral position here. 4-2. A takedown here for Lola would tie the match. A takedown here for Carmela would extend the lead.
Nice to see our bleachers filling up with some East Brunswick alumni from past years coming back to support the Bears tonight and be recognized. Again, 50 years since the passing of Jay Doyle, a legend in the East Brunswick wrestling community.
Speaking of alumni, we've got some alumni with you here. Dad.
and you, both of us. Just thank God we don't have to go to practice anymore. Defibrillator would be required. So East Brunswick on top and score 4-2 as both wrestlers are neutral, looking for a takedown. That is the only way you really could score from your feet, is to secure a takedown, other than a penalty point. Our official doing a nice job of keeping the girls moving.
Green stall.
A warning here for green, which is East Brunswick.
No, it's not.
And the official's looking for the green wrestler in this situation to make an attempt to get a takedown.
Well, it looks like it woke her up. She's got Metuchen on the rope. She's got Lola on her back, looking for a fall here. Maybe that stall call is a little motivation. And the referee slaps the mat, ending this contest with a fall in 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
And that really is the intention of the stall call, right? A lot of officials will use that call to really encourage and emphasize wrestling to continue. You know, other than looking out for safety and things like that, it really is the official's responsibility to keep wrestling continuing. And with that, we'll move on to our next match of the evening, which is going to be Ariella Holman for East Brunswick and Celeste Falkovich for Metuchen. Ariella, a 126-pound sophomore for East Brunswick, and Celeste, a freshman out of Metuchen at the 132-pound weight class, 8-7 on the season.
These girls throwing a lot of props to Coach Daddio. That they really feel she keeps practice fun and at the same time intense. A lot of them on their information sheets list Coach Daddio as inspiration for them.
That's awesome. I think that really speaks to the growth that this program's seen. You know, we didn't have a girls wrestling team many years ago, and now we do under Coach Daddio's leadership. So I think it's really nice that we have a coach that's helping build this program from the ground up, and it obviously shows in how the wrestlers feel. Ariel here in on a single leg, trying to convert to a double for a takedown, and she does. She secures 2 points for a takedown here.
Beautiful job cutting the corner, coming around on top. Now she's working out to the side, working a half. She needs to stay behind the hips, stay under the arms so she doesn't get too high and reversed.
Still green here.
She still has control.
You hear the official saying still green, and that's just indicating that if you were to look at a still shot of this moment, you might not know who has control. He's just indicating that green still has control here. So it's still green's control.
Still green.
Now this position, if it had occurred from neutral, no one would have control. But since East Brunswick started on top, she remained control until the reversal just happened now. And now it's Metuchen in control. It's going to tie our score at 2-2 with 20 seconds to go here in the first period. You hear the coach of Metuchen yelling run over, which means take that half forward and try to get her on her back.
And you hear some fans in the stands saying look up, look up. They're referring to Ariel here, instructing her to look up and defend the half Nelson that Celeste was in on. Our official here flips the disc for choice. Choice goes to red, which is Metuchen, and Metuchen takes bottom or defense. The choice, should we get there to the third period, will come back to East Brunswick. So right now the choice is bottom for Metuchen. And the second period underway. It is 2-2. Ariel Holman versus Celeste Falkovich. East Brunswick versus Metuchen. Ariel looking for a half Nelson, trying to turn Celeste here to her back and pick up some near fall points or even work for the fall. Let's see if she can turn it. And the referee stops this move for potentially dangerous. Potentially dangerous. Potentially dangerous move. Doesn't award points to anybody. No points, nothing illegal. Just a situation that the wrestling official here felt was potentially unsafe should the wrestling continue. And as Stu mentioned earlier, safety is the #1 concern.
Ariel got underhooks. She needs to get back, cover the hips. You don't want to get too high. Now she's trying to work the near leg with the half. She's got the half deep, trying to push over with, apply some pressure, trying to drive into that half. And she's going to pick up some back points here. She's got that half in there deep.
1, 2, 3.
And there's the pin for Ariel. Another pin for East Brunswick, just going out there and pinning their opponents.
Pinning machine, huh?
How about that for East Brunswick? Well, that's going to take us to our next bout of the evening, which is going to be Risa Ferrari for East Brunswick versus Sydney Coker for Marlboro.
If anybody doesn't think this is hard, I asked them to give it a try. It is an intense sport.
Big fans. I mean, I really just said that with no one here, didn't I? Sorry.
You gotta laugh. You gotta love being on the laugh of yourself.
Front lines and shake hands. Here we go. Good luck, girls.
So we're underway here at 165. Risa Ferrari in the green.
And Sydney here in the gray and pink for Marlboro. Sydney, a 165-pound sophomore.
Green.
Quickly taken down by Risa, a 160-pound senior here for East Brunswick.
We should add Risa earlier in the season picked up a GMC championships. She won the championships in her weight class. The girls tournament held earlier in the season.
Both wrestlers sharing with us quite comically before the match. We asked them both how you spend your free time, and they both gave us the same answer: sleeping. Which I think is probably well-deserved with all the amount of practice they're putting in and wrestling they're doing. So you know what? Kudos to them for finding some time to rest when they can and stay healthy for the wrestling season.
They appreciate their sleep. So Risa on top in position, on top in score. She's got that far arm bar and a near arm hook, picking up some back points, keeping our official busy on his knees tonight is East Brunswick. It's an all-carries position.
And another pin.
Easy off. We're good. Okay.
Another pin for East Brunswick. How about that? Risa Ferrari going out there and pinning Sydney for Marlboro for yet again another fall for East Brunswick.
Okay.
That's going to bring us to our final girls varsity bout of the evening, which is going to be Aaliyah Grassa from East Brunswick versus Shannon Glowacka from Marlboro. Now, while we're waiting for these wrestlers to come on out, just want to remind our viewers, if you're watching and you're with us still, it looks like we're actually not doing the last bout.
Maybe something came up we're unaware of.
No worries. While you're listening, and before we take a brief pause, if you're listening to us still, stick around. We've got alumni night, we've got senior night, we've got a boys varsity dual match. So stick around. Got some great action here tonight, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to East Brunswick High School for Senior Night 2023. Tonight, we honor our departing seniors who have experienced success on and off the mat over the past several seasons. Their actions have affected not only their teammates, but their coaches, fans, community, and their families in a positive way. They have also helped maintain the pride that East Brunswick High School takes in its athletic program. We would also like to thank the family and friends who have been supportive the entire time alongside our athletes. Congratulations and good luck. Now on to our seniors. Bailey Cuomo, accompanied by parents Stephanie and Corey and his sister Emily. Bailey will be attending Rutgers University in the fall. Benjamin Ehrlich. Ben is accompanied by his parents Jeremy and Marna, and his brother Aiden and sister Rachel. Risa Ferrari. Risa is accompanied by Jeff Novak and Rachel Daddio, and Risa will be attending the University of Western Ontario. Sar Hockman. Sar is accompanied by his parents Gal and Lilac, and by his sisters Mayan and Sheer. Sar will be attending Rutgers University in the fall. James Milligan. James is accompanied by his parents Jin and Amy, and James will be attending St. Peter's University in the fall. Cullen Shammy. Cullen is accompanied by mom Deborah and brother Liam. And Cullen is possibly pursuing a career in the military after the high school. Michael Vallejos. Michael is accompanied by his parents, Lynn and Waldemir, as well as his sister, Mia, and his brothers, Daniel and Angel. Michael is currently undecided about where he will be attending college in the fall. Kareem Youssef. Kareem is accompanied by his parents, Asmi and Manel. And Kareem will be attending Rutgers University studying biology in the fall. Connor Zamo. Connor is accompanied by his parents, April and Alex. And Connor plans to attend Middlesex County College in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, congrats again to our 2023 senior wrestlers. At this time, we'd like to invite our alumni down to the floor. Rhonda Bower, Mike McKinney, John Morrison, Ralph Daddio, Ed Glassheim, Al Dubovic, G.E. Sarmiento, Kevin Rafferty, John Park, Dennis Callaghan, David Pepe, David Groves, Jim Ciarotto, Alan Mott, John Moody, Rich Weinman, John Schlafer, Rachel Daddio, and Carlos Sarmiento. And Jean Lazar. Starting the match off at 106 for Marlboro, we have Sean Bayer. And for East Brunswick, we have Dom Lazar. At 113 for Marlboro, Dan Palagano. And for East Brunswick, Jane Chusky. At 120 for the Mustangs, Matt Falcone. And for the Bears, Rishi Nair. At 126 for Marlboro, Mitchell Oystacker. And for the Bears, Aiden Sampson Huggin. At 132 for Marlboro, Ethan Capone. And for East Brunswick, Connor Zamo. At 138 for the Mustangs, Tamir Margolin. And for the Bears, Colin Shammy. At 144 for Marlboro, Brandon Vola. And for the Bears, George Crostwitz. At 150 for Marlboro, Alex Jang. And for East Brunswick, Bailey Cuomo. At 157 for the Mustangs, Christian Clayton. And for the Bears, James Milligan. At 165 for Marlboro, Devin Leonardo. And for East Brunswick, Sar Hockman. At 175, the Mustangs forfeit, and for East Brunswick, Israel Thomas. At 190, the Mustangs forfeit. For East Brunswick, Russell No. 2:15 for the Mustangs, Trevor Perlow. And for the Bears, Ben Early. Finally at 2:85, Marlboro forfeits. And for East Brunswick, James Mallon.
So we are back in action here at East Brunswick High School. We're going to have the captains out. Looks like East Brunswick's sending out all their seniors as their last home match. And our official is Carlo Socio. We're going to go live to Carlo in the middle of the mat.
All right, we're good. Marlboro red, East Brunswick green. Odd or even? Odd. Good luck, guys. Shake hands.
Green will be East Brunswick, and they will be odd this evening. Marlboro will be red,
Okay,
and
Marlboro
they'll be
red,
even.
bouts.
We got a lot going on here
East
tonight,
Brunswick
Garrett. We have
green,
50
odd
years since the passing of Jay
do it.
Doyle. We have a
106
slew of
East
alumni in the
Brunswick
stands.
century.
We'll get to that later. We have an opportunity. We'll try to point out some and let you know who's back for the Bears. Right now, taking the mat for East Brunswick at 106, it's Dom Lazark, whose dad is one of those alumni.
And for Marlboro,
East Brunswick
Sean
green,
Bayer.
Marlboro red.
Eugene alumni, wrestled for the
Okay,
East
front line,
Brunswick in
shake hands when you're ready.
early 90s. And taking the mat now at 106, it's Lazark and Bear.
Timer.
East Brunswick in the green and Bauer represented as red. He's in the blue and yellow singlet. Both wrestlers just trying to look for an opening right now. It was a special night for East Brunswick. A lot going on. As we alluded to earlier, we have the alumni back. We have our senior nights that were recognized. We had some girl wrestling earlier, and all that's going to flow into a basketball game in about an hour.
Busy night here for sure, and it's nice to see the Bear Den is packed with a lot of fans there on the right side of your screen in the background. So a lot of East Brunswick fans here coming out to support our alumni, coming out to support our seniors, coming out to support our girls. Really a night to remember here for East Brunswick Wrestling.
Props for Frank Malta keeping this gym busy, our athletic director here at East Brunswick, accommodating everybody and making it all work. And special thanks to Esteban Sarmiento, former East Brunswick wrestler from the 70s, putting together our alumni night. And he's really done a good job getting people back here in honor of Jay Doyle.
They are in here on a double, looking to secure a takedown. Lazark from East Brunswick defending by reaching around, grabbing the far leg, grabbing the far ankle, trying to defend. Bayer in on a crossface, still looking for a takedown. Lazark hanging on to the ankle, trying to avoid a takedown. You hear the official saying, still neutral, still neutral. So there's no control awarded yet in this situation. Both wrestlers looking for a takedown, and we stop it for a potentially dangerous situation.
So quick turn of events. Bear went from trying to secure a takedown, and looks like his ankle maybe got a little pressure, and we're going to get an injury time.
Injury clock.
We have 90 seconds allowed per bout, where the wrestler could take injury. On the second injury timeout, should it happen twice, his opponent would have choice. So why have a break in the action? Again, I want to go back to 50 years since the passing of Jay Doyle's untimely death, who died during the Christmas break in the '72 season. Between the first and second days of the county tournament, what a somber mood that was when East Brunswick came back and had the loss of their coach the night before, and that was followed up by the loss of Coach Razar over Thanksgiving the following year. Many of the class of '71 is back here in support. Came out to represent the Bears from the early '70s.
You see a lot of those guys there in the stands in their varsity jackets, came out to represent the alumni team from those years. Again, 50 years.
I'm impressed those jackets can still fit. I don't think mine can. Unfortunately, after 50 years, we've lost some of teammates that are no longer with us. While we have a break in action, I'd like to recognize some of those.
From the class of '71, Doug Prefok. From the class of '73, Dave Walters. Class of '73, Bruce Losowitz. Class of '74, David Fife. Also from '74, Joel Nickus. Class of 75, Stephen Foyles. 75, Kevin Duffy. 75, Tim McMullen. And from 76, Brian Bailey and Mike Lyons. You hear everyone clapping in the background here. The injury time that we had there in the first bout actually expired. When the injury time expires, the 90 seconds of injury time expires, it's an injury default. Because the move that the East Brunswick wrestler was in on was not illegal, it was perfectly legal, it was just a dangerous situation. The win here goes to East Brunswick for the injury default.
So they'll pick up 16 points, as we see in the upper left-hand corner, and that's going to bring us to 113.
And for 113 from East Brunswick, Jake Juski up against Marlboro's Dan Pelagano at our 113-pound weight class.
Control green.
Was Juski in on a quick 2 takedown here.
Still green. Still green here, no change. Not yet, red one.
Pelagano with a quick reversal on a headlock.
4.
Official counting near fall swipes. And Pelagano remains control, picks up 3 near fall points. It's going to bring our score to 5-2 for Pelagano. Pelagano, a 15-11, 113-pound sophomore out of Marlboro. Still Red's control here, so still Pelagano's control.
Points are flying here at 113.
Juski in on a cradle, and a quick reversal as he gets Pelagano to his back. He's going to look for a fall. You hear the official swiping for near fall points.
Not yet.
Official saying not yet, and yet. There it is, a pin for Juski. Jake Juski coming out with another 6 points against Pelagano from Marlboro, bringing our team score to 12-0 as we move on to the 120-pound weight class. A quick pin there for Juski. What do you think?
Impressive, impressive. He got himself in trouble earlier and stuck with it, and he came back, turned the tables, and picks up a fall.
That's going to bring us to our 120-pound weight class, which is going to be Rishi Nair from East Brunswick up against Matt Falcone from Marlboro. Nair, a 120-pound junior from East Brunswick, up against a 120-pound junior from Marlboro.
Neutral, red.
Falcone in on a quick 2 takedown. It's going to bring our score to 2-0 for Falcone. Falcone looking for a cross-face cradle. And Nair from East Brunswick looking to defend up against that.
You're in, you're in. Okay, let's get a fresh start, gentlemen. East Brunswick down, face me. Marlboro, give him, okay, stay up, please, stay up. 1 green, neutral. Here we go. Red!
Marlboro spins around, picks up a 2-point reversal, increases his lead to 4-1 here midway through the first period.
I think this is actually Daniel Montgomery, a wrestler that weighed in at 113 pounds. So apologies to our viewers. Looks like East Brunswick making a strategic move, taking a 113-pound wrestler and moving him up to 120 pounds here to wrestle this evening. So this is actually Daniel Montgomery up against Matt Falcone. Falcone picks up another 2 near fall, brings our score to 6-1 for Falcone.
Montgomery needs to get back to his base to try to establish some hand control.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first period.
Choice.
And because we are in an odd bout, East Brunswick's going to have choice.
Please. Red down, second period.
East Brunswick's going to defer their choice.
Caution green. East Brunswick, look at me, please. You got to get set, belly button elbow, before I do anything.
And East Brunswick wrestler picks up a caution. Referee indicating that
Red.
he's got to get set and wait for that whistle. No early movement.
1, 2.
Falcone on a quick reversal and gets Montgomery to his back. Plenty of time here for Falcone to adjust himself, and going to try to look for the fall here. Jumps to the other side in an effort to get weight on the chest of Montgomery, enough to pin him, and he does.
Please.
So Falcone here for Marlboro picking up
126
6
Marlboro.
points, 6 team points. That's going to bring our team score to 6 for the Mustangs and 12 for the Bears.
Going to try to sneak in some alumni names when we get a break in action. I won't be able to do it all at once because there's such a great turnout tonight. But I see in the stands Roy DeBoer, 74, Mike McKenney, 75, John
Yes, sir.
Morrison, 71,
You guys are ready, front line. shake
Ralph
hands.
Daddio, father of Rachel Daddio, and we're going to go back to action here now.
As we
At
move
126.
on to our 126-pound weight class. For East Brunswick, this is Aiden Sampson Huggins up against Marlboro's Mitchell Oystacker.
Aiden with a 17-1 record this season, have some good success. He's only a junior, so the good news for East Brunswick, he'll be back next year and build off everything he's accomplished thus far this season.
And he's up against a senior for Marlboro in Oystacker, a 14-7 senior.
His sister's always so involved in the East Brunswick wrestling program.
Both wrestlers looking for control, looking for a takedown.
Red stall.
And a stalling warning here for Red, as you see Sampson Huggins doing most of the action, taking all the shots, and
Green.
Oystacker just reacting. So a warning there for Oystacker. Sampson Huggins in on a takedown. He's looking to lock up a tilt here. Switches to an arm bar. And looking for a tilt near the edge of the mat. Referee swiping for near fall points. He's going to hold them. And he'll award those near fall points once the situation resumes, and we go
What just happened?
out of bounds, and we pick up 2 near fall points
Come on, you down, Marlboro.
for Sampson Huggins.
So Sampson's going to be on top, the same position we went out of bounds in.
Go green.
The action resumes when on the restart in the same position you exit the mat from. So Sampson's on top with 12 seconds to go here in the first period, up and score 4-0. 2 courtesy of a takedown and
That bar straight.
2 courtesy of back points.
Keep it legal.
You hear the official saying, keep it legal. He's telling the top wrestler who has the armbar in, he needs to keep the armbar 90 degrees across the back.
Red defer. Green. Defense. Second period. Set,
Red
please.
defers choice to green, so Sampson Huggins is going to take bottom.
Wait for me,
Choice will
Marlboro.
come back to
East Brunswick, head
Oystacker
up,
in the
don't
third
move, go,
period.
Marlboro.
And second period underway. 4-0 here for Sampson Huggins. A quick reversal to his back as Sampson Huggins picks up 2 reversal
I got 2 here.
and an additional near fall. So 2 more near fall points brings our score to 8-0 for Sampson Huggins.
Our official is denoted as number 152, Carlos Socio, a member of the Central Chapter of Officials.
Been on the mat for 23 years now as a wrestling official. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, can't put a price on experience.
1, 2,
Sampson Huggins with another armbar turn here. You hear the official swiping and counting.
1. Holding 2. Holding 2.
As we
Same
said,
bar,
those
holding
points
2.
will not be awarded till they leave the same hold.
2, same bar.
They have to change the hold to pick up an additional set of back points.
And you hear the official saying, same bar, and the bar is now out, so the official awards 2 points.
Good officiating there. Good piece of officiating.
So those additional 2 near fall points bring Samson Huggins' lead to 10-0 as we have 54 seconds remaining in the the second period. We went out of bounds, so we'll reset. We'll reset in the center, top and bottom.
Special thank you to EBTV giving us this great coverage tonight. There's a couple cameras and we can catch a couple different angles. And of course, this match will be replayed. You'll be able to see it Facebook Live as
2, 3.
well as through EBTV.
Holding 2. Holding 2. Green.
And another 2 near fall for Samson Huggins here, bringing his lead to 12-0.
I guess obviously you know that if you're able to watch it, right?
Red. We're neutral.
And Samson Huggins letting Oystacker up. That's going to bring it to 12-1. Now, the score is getting pretty wide here. As we go into the third period, actually, we'll let them take choice first.
Neutral. Third period. Here we go, guys.
And red takes neutral. So as we go into the third period here with a 12-1 lead, what's Samson Huggins going to look to do here?
Well, if he can get the differential in points to 15, he'll pick up some bonus points for his team. A victory with 15 points or greater, he would pick up 5 team points, 2 bonus points for his team in addition. And he's going to ask for timeout. He's got poked in the eye.
You need a second, or you good?
Referee, right now we're on referee's time, and official will decide whether we go to injury time. If it's relatively taken care of quickly, there's no penalty to the wrestler using his injury time.
So Samson Huggins is going to look for another takedown here, which is going to extend his lead. We'll see if he can get it. If the match were to end right now, it would just be a major decision here for Samson Huggins. Samson Huggins is going to look for try to get to a 15-point differential before the match ends. As they go out of bounds, he's going to award 2 takedown.
So he's up by 13, so if he can turn him here and stick him, he can pick up the pin. If he turns him here and just picks up back points, it's going to be the tech fall.
So Samson Huggins really looking for those bonus points, which will either give East Brunswick 4 points or 5 points or 6 points, depending on how this match ends. And those points are important in a close dual meet.
Get straight across his back.
Keep in mind, down the road in the later weight classes, Marlboro's forfeiting 2 or 3 weight classes. So East Brunswick has some unregistered points, in the bank right now. So although the dual meet might be somewhat out of contention tonight, each individual bouts is, it's good experience moving into the districts, which is coming up. And good for the personal records of these wrestlers gaining some experience.
And it looks like Samson Huggins can successfully get an additional turn if they stay in this position. The wrestling would continue, but they return to their stomachs. Out of the situation, Samson Huggins picks up 3 near fall, extends his lead to 17-1, which is beyond that 15-point differential, picking up 5 team points for the Bears, which is going to bring the Bears to 17 team points.
Good opportunity to mention some more alumni I see. Ed Glassheim, class of 67. Al Dubovich, 73.
Brunswick, Marlboro.
And a guy who put a lot of this together, Eston Sarmiento is here. Kevin Rafferty, John Parks, 73. Dennis Gilligan, 72. And we're back at action here at 132 with
Connor Zamov here for East Brunswick, securing a quick 2 takedown against Ethan Capone from Marlboro.
Marlboro, you're down, face me. Go.
So Zamir with a 5-4 record. His favorite class is co-op, and his most memorable match was Keensburg.
Watch your throw.
He enjoys upper body throws when he can get them in. And his goal after high school is to get rich.
Green on top.
Green still in control as we go out of bounds here, so we'll reset in the center
Wait for me, East Brunswick.
with Zamov on top.
Kohn trying to work into a switch, and he's going to benefit by a locked hands call. So he's got 1 point in the bank as he's trying to cut the corner. Referee won't stop that hold until he has the opportunity to score. If he can't score, the referee will stop it. Referee giving him a reasonable amount of time to complete the move.
Lock, 1.
Wrestling's going to go out of bounds, so the official's going to award 1 point for the locked hands against Zamov. 1 point's going to go on the board for Kohn, but because they went out of bounds, with Zamov still in control, it will still be Zamov on top. And they return to the mat. Another close call there for locked hands, but he does let go in time for the official to...
The referee will give you a little bit of reaction time, and if you don't release within the reaction time, then you're in jeopardy of a violation for locked hands.
In this situation, Kohn capitalizes on the return down to the mat with a quick reversal. So he'll take the lead 3-2 as he's looking for a far side cradle here against Zamov. Kohn looking to lock up that far side cradle. Zamov fighting by kicking his leg back, keeping his head up. You'll see a good angle here, unable to secure the lock.
Zamov wants to try to get his hips out, break away. Ran out of real estate there. We're going to get a fresh start in the middle with Kohn from Marlboro on top in position.
Down. Wait, no, you're on top, son, you're on top. Go.
And you hear a lot of fans saying, stay on top here, stay on top here. Why? Because there's only 5 seconds left. So Kohn gonna try to avoid giving up any points to Zamov as we come to the end of the first period.
Choice. Defer. Down.
East Brunswick defers their choice to the third period. Kohn here taking bottom or defense, which will put Zamov on top as we begin the second period.
Go. That's not locked.
Referee looking for locked hands, but can't pick it up because he's not doing it. Sometimes get a better view from further away where we are. Unfortunately, the official's going to call a full Nelson here, I believe.
The other goes on the ear. No good. 1. Illegal.
Can't have two half Nelsons. That's a full Nelson. Illegal hold.
And in light of the penalties against Zamov, Zamov's going to let his opponent up. He's going to give him 1 point for the escape.
Well, he wants to avoid the locked hands call. Coach Field's getting real close to it. He needs some points. Good opportunity to score some points is from your feet. So good move by East Brunswick going neutral here. It's got a lot of time to work with still. In wrestling, 3 points is not so much that it can't turn the table and get those points back. It's not insurmountable. Marlboro needs to work in.
Zamov in on a shot, trying to secure a single leg. He's able to hook it, but not enough to secure a takedown as Kohn trying to swing around front and avoid getting taken down here. Referee indicating we're still neutral, signaling no control.
Zamov needs to get off his knees and try to come out on top and get higher than his opponent.
In scramble situations like this, typically the wrestler who's got the higher hips will gain the advantage position. In this case, Kohn's hips end up higher. He swings around back and secures 2 takedown.
Excellent point, Garrett. Good insight.
That'll bring us to the end of the second period. Choice goes back to East Brunswick.
Neutral, third period.
Zamov looks to his coach, Coach Langle,
Ready?
for some guidance, tells him to go neutral, and we do. So we'll start the third period here on our feet. A 7-2 match here for Kohn in the lead against Zamov from East Brunswick. Zamov, even if he doesn't come away with the win here, is going to want to keep the score close. How many points does he want to keep it to here?
Well, obviously he wants to try to get more than 7 to get in the lead, but he doesn't want to give up a gap of 8 or more, and that would be in jeopardy of a major decision, 14 points. That knee crossed the line. Good call by our official. He's not going to pick up the takedown. He must land with at least 2 feet, 2 toes in bounds to pick up that takedown.
We'll reset back in the middle in the neutral position. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the third period.
I'm sure a lot of the alumni back tonight watching can tell you, man, these rules are a little different than we wrestled. The mat area has gotten greater. The wrestling sport now allows for more wrestling outside the circle, turning more towards the college rules. But as they step out, we're going to get another fresh start in the middle. Now, Marlboro's got to avoid going backwards. He was going backwards before when they were neutral. If you continue to do that, you'll get hit for stalling.
And under a minute here in the third period.
Watch it.
And Kohn in on another 2 takedown, going to extend his lead to 9-2. It's a 7-point lead. So Zamov really going to hang on here, trying to avoid any additional bonus points that Kohn could pick up, because that will keep the team points that Kohn could pick up to only 3. 10 seconds remaining here in the third period. Zamov going to try to hang on. He doesn't need to win. He just wants to lose small here as he picks up an escape going out of bounds. That's going to bring it to 9-3 with 1.3 seconds left.
Well, he had tried that last-minute desperation headlock, and it just slipped through, and Kohn came out on top.
So Kohn's going to pick up 3 team points for the Mustangs. That's going to bring it to 17-9.
Love to give a shout-out to some more alumni here. Dave Groves, class of 75. Dave Pappy, 75. Jim Soranto, Alan Mott, and John Mooney, who was not only a wrestler but also a coach here back in the late 1980s. Good to see John. He looks like he'd still put the singlet on and go a few minutes. Rich Wainin, John Schlafer, better known as the Schlafenator, state champ from East Brunswick here tonight, along with Ted Zawinski, also a former state champ. Rachel Daddio is here, not only coaching but also as an alumni of East Brunswick. So we're at 138, back in action, and it's Colin Shammy on the mat for East Brunswick.
And for Marlboro, Tamir Margolin.
And Margolin shoots for a double. He's trying to cut the corner.
Nothing yet. Neutral.
Shammy doing a nice job of hanging in there. He's going to try to pop out the back and pick up a takedown of his own. Shammy in a little bit better position here. And again, if he can get his hips higher than his opponent, he'll be even better position. You hear our officials saying still neutral, which means nobody has control just yet.
Because the wrestlers are really trying to continue to improve their position, the official is going to let this wrestling continue. So the situation could absolve itself, and it does. So we end up back in the neutral position, no control gained.
Green.
And there we go as we go out of bounds. Shammy in on a 2 takedown. We'll reset in the center.
Marlboro, you're down. Face me, please. Go.
Shammy going for a far ankle here, trying to break his opponent down. We'll go out of bounds again. We'll reset in the center. Margolin on bottom, Shammy on top. 2-0 here for Shammy.
I'm sure if those bleachers had ears, they could tell a lot of stories and history of East Brunswick wrestling tonight.
Sure could.
great to see so many people come back, and it's one thing about wrestling. It's a giant community. It's like a cult, and there's a certain connection wrestlers have, and only other wrestlers know about it. It's a little private bond.
There you go.
No other sport like it. So Shammy on top.
And Shammy gets to his feet, unable to keep Margolin on the mat, so he's going to let Margolin loose, which will pick up 1 point for Margolin, bringing our bout score to 2-1. Shammy responds quickly with a double leg and a takedown.
1, 2, 3.
Beautiful takedown by Shammy.
Right to his back, picks up near fall points.
Did have a little bit of a killer instinct. You can't put a price on that. That's every good wrestler needs that aggressiveness. And Shammy teeing off, just going to run out of time.
He'll pick up 3 near fall points though
He'll get
for that
another
situation.
He'll get another opportunity here in the second period as he builds his lead.
Down.
Choice to East Brunswick. Shammy looks over to his coach.
Shammy up 7-1. He's on bottom. So look for him to explode out.
You guys can see it. We had 3 backs at the end of the period, guys. Huh? Yeah. Go. Caution, red, back of the elbow, right?
And a caution there from Margolin. Referee indicating that his left hand has to be on the back of the elbow. Can't be out in front. So we'll go out of bounds. We'll reset in the center.
Go. Bring him down.
You hear the official saying, bring him down, telling Margolin he's got to return Shammy down to the mat and remain in control.
One. Nope. No, not yet, not yet, no.
You hear the official saying not yet. He's referring to near fall criteria, where the top wrestler puts the bottom wrestler in a position where his back is exposed to the mat beyond 45 degrees for a period of at least a second.
Although most people in the bleachers want those back points at 90 degrees. The referee's smarter than that. He's not going to get fooled. He knows it's 45 degrees. That's when he starts swiping.
And when you hear the official counting, that's what he's counting. He's counting the amount of seconds that the wrestler's back is exposed to the mat, again, beyond 45 degrees. So when you hear him say not yet, he's saying it's not 45 degrees yet, so you haven't picked up any counts or any points.
Shammy's fishing for the head. He wants to try to pop out and convert this into a reversal and maybe even pick up some back points. And it looks like he's successful. 2 points awarded for the reversal. Now he's going for the fall. He's got a half in, trying to use his weight. Trying to run it. He's going to stop for potentially dangerous as the referee puts one hand behind his head. Sign for potentially dangerous. He stops the match. We get a fresh start.
And our bout score now at 11-1 with 24 seconds remaining in the second period. Shammy on top against Margolin on bottom. Up to their feet, but Shammy remains in control with a single leg here. So as long as Shammy can hang on to that leg for another 12 seconds, he won't give up any points. Margolin looking to sprawl out, spin around, or back out and pick up some points with 5 seconds left here in the second period. Shammy hanging on to that leg. Shammy hanging on to that leg. And he keeps control, not giving up any points as we come to the beginning of the third period.
Shammy's a senior. He'd like to continue his wrestling in community college next year.
Okay, go Green.
He was recognized earlier tonight with all the other seniors in the East Brunswick lineup and team, both female and male. Nice presentation East Brunswick put on tonight for our seniors.
Shammy in on a half Nelson. Half Nelson's going to come too far out in front of the head. So the referee stops the match for what's called a potentially dangerous situation. Nothing illegal. Shammy didn't do anything wrong. Just referee's #1 concern here is safety out on the mat. And if the joint is going away, it shouldn't go, then we stop the match. We'll get a caution here for green. Referee indicating that the wrestler in green, Shammy, jumped the whistle. We'll reset, and Shammy on top. Going for the ankle, trying for a breakdown. And you hear some fans in the stands yelling half, 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 trying to tell him to run a half Nelson, and he does. He runs a power half Nelson here.
We got 2 former East Brunswick State champs in the bleachers tonight, John Schlafer and Ted Zawinski. It's nice to see the support. Shammy on top, 11-1. East Brunswick on top and score 17-9. As we head out of bounds, we'll get a fresh start.
A minute and 8 seconds here remaining in the third period.
Okay, green, go and wait. Set and wait.
A 10-point differential, which is bonus point criteria for the team score. Shammy going to try to extend that lead.
It's our 6th bout of the night.
An escape here for Margolin brings it to 11-2. Margolin in on a double, looking for a takedown. It'll be his first takedown of this bout if he can secure it. Shammy hanging on to the leg, but lets go. It slips loose, and 2-point takedown from Margolin. Now 11-4 in the final 40 seconds of the third period.
Well, Shammy's best offense here is, best defense, I should say, is to stay offensive. Can't let up and ride the lead. That's when you get in trouble. Shammy's got to get busy again. Try to work for reversal. Set the tone. And he wants to pick up another 2 points, so he's in major range. Shammy wants more than that. He's trying to pick up a fall.
Can he do it with 15 seconds left? He's going to look for the fall.
He needs to arch his back here.
Get chest to chest, weight on the chest, tee up.
Use that weight. That's what he needs to do. He needs to get heavy,
5
arch
seconds.
that back, put some pressure down into him,
3
get
seconds.
that arch going, get off your knees, and drive.
Unable to secure the fall, but he does pick up 3 near fall points, which extends his lead to 16-4. It's going to be a 12-point differential and a major decision here.
Well, Shammy had that half in deep. He just ran out of time. Back to some of our alumni here. What a great turnout. Rich Weenan, John Schlafer, who we mentioned earlier, Gary Rivers, class of 74, Gene Lazark, father of Dominic, who we saw at 106, win by default. And of course our coach, Matt Pazinko, former East Brunswick wrestler. So it's nice to see the load of alumni back tonight. If we get a look at John Schlafer right there on our camera.
Green, work up.
At the 144-pound weight class here, George Krostowitz for East Brunswick and Brandon Volov for Marlboro.
Krostowitz on top, trying to work a bar.
He's got to keep that bar 90 degrees across the back.
He's got a one-on-one. He's got the bar. And he's driving. He's looking to make quick work of it here at 144. He's picking up back points. Our officials been busy tonight.
And he does pick up those back points. 3 near fall points here for Krostowitz. Extends his lead to 5-0. Back in on the arm bar again. Going to try to drive that move. And you hear the official counting.
Looks like he's got it tight.
5.
And he's at 5, so that's going to hold 3 points. We're going to hold on to those, not award those until the situation resolves itself.
Volov putting up a fight. He just had it too tight.
Shake hands, please.
And a fall here for Krostowitz. That's going to bring our team score to 27 for the Bears and 9 for the Mustangs. With Krostowitz picking up 6 points there on the fall.
Gonna look at Coach Langle. And it's Bailey Cuomo we see taking the mat, a senior for East Brunswick, wrestling his last home match. You know, it's bittersweet. It's great to be a senior, but sometimes you just have to move on.
And at 150 pounds, Cuomo for East Brunswick taking on Alex Jang for Marlboro, 150-pound sophomore, 15-15, so a perfect 500 on the season here.
Cuomo's really been coming on strong as of late. He's 17-4 on the season, which is very impressive, as he has Yang and on the ropes, picks up 2 takedown. Should add Bailey Cuomo with the 4.0 GPA. Quite impressive. He likes wrestling because it's the hardest sport. And it's a great way of life. His dad and uncle wrestled at Bridgewater Raritan High School. So we got some wrestling in the bloodline. Wants to go to college and study international relations.
Jang from Marlboro also plays many sports. He was actually a state sectional champion in golf. So a different season, but staying athletic out there.
Cuomo with good mat sense. Changes off. Trying to work some different combinations right here. He's trying to work a cement mixer.
Got one.
Zhang.
One neutral. You okay, son?
And referee's going to award 1 point here for Jang as we go out of bounds. Why do you do that going out of bounds?
Well, Cuomo was in control. He didn't really give up a reversal, but he no longer was in control. So it actually worked to Cuomo's advantage. He traded the 1 and picked up 2. Of course, we didn't know that at the time, but Cuomo in visible discomfort right now. I think he maybe came down a little hard on the knee. So he needs to shake that off. It's on top and score, on top in position here. Working for the chin back, pull back.
Double underhooks here from behind, keeping it on the mat.
Now he's got the one-on-one on the far side. Try to maybe work into a half on the near side. He's got to watch that crossface. You apply too much pressure and he's going to be hit for unsportsmanlike. You could put the crossface on, then apply pressure. You can't really do it all in one move.
And now he's back out front, either looking for a front headlock or a cement mixer.
Still green.
And
he remains in control.
Marlboro choice second.
Marlboro would have needed to back out of that for the neutral. Marlboro's going to defer his choice.
Down, son? Okay.
Bailey's going to take the defense position on bottom. He feels he could score from there.
And second period underway with Jang on top in terms of positioning, but Cuomo on top in terms of score. It's 4-1 here for Cuomo. Cuomo looking to get control of Jang's hands underneath that whole situation so he could stand up or slide out and look for an escape or reversal. Jang looking to get control of the wrist so he can set up a move and try to turn Cuomo to his back. You see them both fighting for hand control, fighting for wrist control.
So Bailey's on bottom, wants to try to explode, maybe get some hand control here. Tries to cut the corner.
And it looks like he can. If he can get back exposure here, he'll pick up the reversal, which he does. So he picks up the reversal here against Jang, plus an additional couple of swipes here from the official. The referee is going to hold those near fall points. And now he awards it as the situation returns back to a regular starting position. So 3 near fall points.
Cuomo extending his lead to 9-1 midway through this match.
No, not yet.
Again, you hear the official saying not yet, not yet. Again, referring to those near fall criteria we were talking about earlier.
Cuomo has him on the ropes. He's got a good mat sense. He's good positioning. Understands the concept. Makes some good adjustments as he wrestles. Goes from move to move. Look for him to get that half deeper or reverse the half to tighten it up a little.
He's got 12 seconds here to try to stick Jang on his back.
Now he's going to get his chin involved, put a little pressure down on that shoulder of Yang.
And second period will come to an end as Cuomo picks up an additional 3 near fall points, extending his lead to 12-1. And we'll start the third period in the neutral position. An 11-point lead here for Cuomo.
Cuomo's stalking. He's looking to make a move.
Pick up some additional points. And he's in on a single.
Picks that leg up. Now he's working to a standing cradle. He's going to take Yang.
Green.
Thought he was going to take him to his back. He spins around, picks up the 2 takedown.
And that extends his lead to 14-1, a 13-point lead. 2 more points, and we're in tech fall criteria.
I think Cuomo wants to go out of this gym with a pin. His last time here on the mat in East Brunswick. He's going to keep working and give it his all here.
Be a great way to go. Cuomo went on a half Nelson and a one-on-one on the other side.
Well, he's been very aggressive. He's sticking with the action. He's been dominating here on top. He's picked up some turns, some near falls. He's continuing to work for the fall, going to different combinations.
Looks like he's going for a tilt here, maybe.
And go out of bounds. We'll get a fresh start. Up by 13.
When you're ready.
So again, 2 more points would bring it to a 15-point lead and be a technical fall for Cuomo. Otherwise, he could try to pin Jang here for a true fall. He's got 35 seconds left to pick up any additional bonus points or a fall.
So some of the alumni that are here, I'm sure they're looking at some of these bouts tonight and seeing, wow, that wasn't allowed when I wrestled. Like, some of the rules have lightened up to give kids, you know, no excuse not to wrestle. You know, they used to have to wrestle with short trimmed hair and no facial hair, as you could see by Bailey Cuomo with the long hair. That rule doesn't apply anymore.
Sure, you used to have to put that in a hairnet or something like that.
Or cut it.
Yeah, or cut it.
Yeah.
And with 7 seconds left, Cuomo turns Jang to his back. He's going to look for the fall, and he does, with 2.7 seconds left.
So officially,
Cuomo.
we have a pinfall at 5 minutes and 58 seconds. What a way to end your home career. Bailey Cuomo going out in style with the 6-point fall here at 150.
Extending now his record to 18-4 as we go into the postseason. Huge congratulations to senior Bailey Cuomo there. Bringing us to our 157-pound weight class for East Brunswick, James Milligan. And for Marlboro, Christian Clayton.
Taking nothing away from Marlboro. They're a young team. They're going to take some lumps here tonight, but they're gaining some experience. They're going to bring back most of their team next year. Very few seniors, a young team, and they're rebuilding mode.
Clayton here, a 4-9 sophomore for Marlboro, up against Milligan, a 5-7 senior. So it should be a pretty even-keeled match here.
Again, those listening at home, it's our 50th anniversary of the passing of Jay Doyle, who was a legend in his time of not only wrestling in East Brunswick, but in Middlesex County. To this day, the GMC Wrestling Tournament is named in his honor. The Jay Doyle County Tournament, as it was referred to for so many years, since the untimely passing of Jay Doyle, whose sons Michael wrestled for East Brunswick and Jimmy.
Milligan picks up a 4-point move just a moment ago, a takedown with 2 near fall points. Looking for another turn now, but doesn't get it. Wrestling near the edge of the mat. Looks for a cradle here, locks it up in the standing position, a standing cradle.
Milligan, a senior, studying cooperative trade, wrestles because he thinks it's fun. Plans on going to college next year.
Clayton with an escape and in on a takedown. Let's see if he can finish. And he does. That's going to bring it to 4-3.
You notice the essential piece of the wrestling equipment is the headgear. And the wrestlers wear that to avoid cauliflower ear. And it's a prevalent nagging injury with wrestlers that, you know, choose not to wear the headgear. You'll often see, and it's a fall, our first fall of the night for Marlboro. Christian Clayton picking up a fall towards the end of the first period. And it's going to take our action to 165. There's 2 more contested bouts tonight. 3 of our last 5 bouts are forfeits, which means Marlboro has no entry. So we are winding down here at East Brunswick with a few weight classes to go. And this is going to be
Sar Hockman for East Brunswick and Devin Leonardo for Marlboro. The pin there for Clayton brings our team score to 33-15. So the Bears up ahead 33-15 as we go into the 165-pound weight class. Again, Hockman for East Brunswick and Leonardo here for Marlboro.
Again, special thanks to alumni Esteban Sarmiento putting this special night together for East Brunswick, getting all these alumni to come back. It's great to see the faces as we see a full bleachers over there. You see Ralph Daddio in the front row and the Daddio family. Coach Daddio's family right there in the front cheering on the Bears. Sar Hockman on the mat for East Brunswick in the head-to-head tie with Devin Leonardo. Both wrestlers looking for an opening, trying to establish inside control.
Hockman 13-10 on the season at 165 pounds. Leonardo 10-13 on the season.
So somewhat similar records.
Both wrestlers moving aggressively here, looking for control in a tie-up here, head-to-head.
East Brunswick wrestles in the red division of the GMC, coming off an outstanding finish. Vast improvement from last year in the GMC tournament. I believe they came in the top 5 or 6 teams in that tournament. Which is impressive. It's a 22-team field, and you have the likes of St. Joe's, Old Bridge, South Plainfield, some real heavy-hitting teams in there. So for East Brunswick to finish that high, it's quite an improvement, showing tremendous gains over last season, where they were struggling a little bit.
Choice goes to Marlboro here. Marlboro takes bottom or a defense. So Leonardo's going to get set on the bottom. Hockman's going to get set on top. And second period underway. Still a 0-0 score in the second period.
Good. Stop.
And we'll go out of bounds. We'll reset in the center with Leonardo on bottom, Hockman on top.
Quick look at Ralph Daddio. Can still fit in that varsity jacket. I'm impressed.
Okay, go. Bring him down.
And going out of bounds quick. You'll hear the referee give a reminder to the wrestlers after that quick out of bounds situation. You got to keep the action in the center. Got to keep the action in the center. It's the official's responsibility and the wrestler's responsibility to really make sure the wrestling continues in the center.
Bring him down. Bring him down. Green stall.
And a warning here, a stalling warning here to Green, to Hockman. You got to let him go or cut him, you hear the official say. Either got to bring him down to the mat.
What did I just say?
We know what you meant, Carla.
I meant either bring him down or cut him.
Yeah, we figured that out, but thank you.
Neutral. Here we go. Come on.
Referee, pretty funny. He knows he's mic'd up, having a little fun with us. He's got a great personality.
Easy, easy.
And he is right in that situation. I mean, it really is the green wrestler's responsibility to bring him down, or you got to cut him.
And also, after officiating 20-something years, you know how to have a little fun out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't be too serious all the time. Something tells me the Grove might be busy later on tonight. What do you think, Garrett?
You want to go to the Brunswick Grove for dinner?
I don't know. I got some Rutgers basketball I think I got to watch, but something tells me they'll be having a good time telling some stories later on.
A 1-0 match here for Leonardo in the 165-pound weight class. We're going to come down to the final 15 seconds of the second period. This is probably our closest match so far of the day, with only a 1-point score. And we're going to quickly approach the beginning of the third period with 5 seconds left.
I believe it's Hockman's choice, if I'm right, in the third.
And
oh, ever so close.
Leonardo looking for a takedown, going out of bounds at the buzzer at the end of the second period. You'll notice the official pointed at the mat. And what he was pointing at was that the Marlboro's foot landed out of bounds, and both feet of Leonardo have to land inbounds for that takedown to have counted.
And our camera didn't pick it up, but it was a quick little eye-to-eye contact between the Marlboro coach, Charles Frankel, and Carlos Socio, and Frankel knew it. You know, he knew it. They gave each other the old ever so close to a takedown look.
It was close. It was close. And, you know, as wrestlers wrestle more and they're on the mat more years, their mat sense becomes a little bit stronger, a little bit better, and they're able to keep those feet in more naturally. And an escape here for Hockman brings our score to 1-1 with only a minute and a half remaining in this bout. So a close match, 1-1. Hockman versus Leonardo at 165 pounds. We're going to see a really intense minute and a half here to see if one wrestler can come away with the lead.
Well, right now it comes down to who's going to dig deeper, who wants it. You know, we're at 1-1. We've got a minute and 15 to go. Tell us what's going to happen if no one scores, Garrett.
If no one scores here and we end at 1-1, it's going to go to a 1-minute overtime. And in that overtime, we're going to start on our feet. We'll start neutral, and the first point wins. And there's additional overtimes that might happen after that if we get to that situation. My dad and I, Stu, will take you through every step of the way and explain those instructions to you. But right now, we've got 50 seconds remaining in the third period. Again, 1-1 here. Closest bout of the night between Sar Hockman from East Brunswick, Devin Leonardo from Marlboro. 40 seconds now.
If anybody thinks this isn't grueling, you know, give it a try.
It's like a full sprint for, 6 minutes out there on the mat is a long time.
These guys are just pushing each other. We got 30 seconds to go. Both guys trying to score a takedown. Great hold by our official. It looked like Marlboro was going to score, and Hockman manages to roll through that. Great exchange of action.
And a great hold by our official, allowing reaction time for both wrestlers to happen.
It's been pretty flawless tonight. We've got to give him some props.
Watch the hands, watch the hands.
Hockman in on a single leg with 10 seconds remaining. He's going to try to suck that single up to the chest for a high single. 5 seconds left. Can he bring him down to the mat? 3 seconds left. 2-1, and time. Still neutral. No control. 1 minute on the clock. We're going to overtime.
Guys, we have overtime, 1 minute.
Here we go. Wrestlers step on that line. Ref blows his whistle. Takedown's going to win this.
Any points scored here will win. You can pin your opponent in overtime, but you have to take your opponent down to the mat directly to his back in order to get a pin. Otherwise, first points stops the match. The gym is going to get loud. You're going to hear some clapping. You're going to hear some yelling. Leonardo in on a single.
Hockman in on a whizzer.
Hockman defends the whizzer. It's getting loud here. Hockman looking for a headlock and spinning around. No control indicated by the official. 23 seconds remaining here in overtime. Gym is getting loud. Our alumni getting loud. Fans getting loud. Parents getting loud. And our most exciting bout of the evening, 165 pounds with 5 seconds remaining here in overtime. It looks like we are going to a second overtime. And we are. The referee here is going to put 30 seconds on the clock. He's going to pull the disc from his pocket and flip.
We're going to wrestle 2 30-second periods. No matter who scores, we're going to wrestle 2 30-second periods now, unless we get a pinfall.
Do not stop except for the whistle. You still have that stall warning, all right?
You hear the officials say, do not stop unless you hear my whistle, because, again, like Stu mentioned, we're going to wrestle the full 30 seconds. This is not a situation where points wins the match, or stops the match, rather. So point of the game here is score as many points as you can in 30 seconds.
East Brunswick has a stall warning already. He just locks hands. He's going to give up a point here.
That's there. That's no good. 1,
Referee telling Hockman, your hands touch, that's no good, meaning he's going to lose, or he's going to award a point to Leonardo. So it's now 2-1 Leonardo, but wrestling will continue.
He's got to hold him down here. He'll have a chance to go bottom next period, but he's got to keep him. Can't afford to give up any more points here. He's down by 1, but we got 40 more seconds to wrestle. He's doing a good job keeping him down.
Looking for a cradle, 1 second left, and time will expire. So Choice is going to go back to East Brunswick. He can go top or bottom.
I'm sure Hockman's going to go bottom.
Why would he go bottom here?
Well, try to get an escape. He's down 1.
30 seconds.
So if he can get 1, that's going to tie it up.
30 seconds.
That's going to put them
Okay, gentlemen.
on their feet with an opportunity to score a takedown. A lot can happen in 30 seconds. Look for Hockman to explode right out. Try to get to his feet. Can't waste any time. He's got to get hand control. Got to get out. Got to get his legs out from under him.
Hockman needs a point here. Needs to get to his feet and secure an escape.
17. Our clock is down to 17. 15.
Hockman to his feet,
on his
looking
feet.
for an
They go out of
escape.
bounds. We're going to get a restart.
11 seconds here. That's an 11-second opportunity for Hockman to get to his feet, secure an escape.
He's got to be first off the whistle.
Wait. Come on.
Again, it's 2-1 here. 10 seconds remaining. Hockman looking for an escape or a reversal. Gets to his feet. 5 seconds left. 3.
1, 2.
And time will expire.
Well, definitely our most exciting bout of the night. Hockman came up a little bit short, but entertaining for everybody here in the gym. We wrestled an 8-minute match there. That locked hands call was the deciding factor. And now we're going to get Israel Thomas on the mat to accept a forfeit for the Bears and 16 points. Marlboro does not have an entry here at 175.
So at 175 pounds, Israel Thomas picks up 6 points, and now over to 190-pound weight class. Russell Novak does the same thing, picks up an additional 6 points for East Brunswick.
We're also going to have a forfeit at heavyweight. James Mallon is going to pick up a forfeit. So our last contested bout now is going to be at 215 between Ben Ehrlich and Trevor Perlow.
So Ehrlich for East Brunswick and Perlow for Marlboro, our final contested wrestled match of the evening. Our team score at 45 for the Bears and 18 for the Mustangs. Again, the 6 points not yet registered at 285 will extend the Bears' lead just a little bit. So the Mustangs hoping to pick up some more points and close the lead, or East Brunswick here trying to extend their lead at 215 pounds.
Well, Ehrlich is a senior, first-year wrestler. We don't see that too often. And it's been pretty successful. He's got 11 wins on the season. He also plays football for the Bears.
All right, you're still neutral.
I'd like to see his brother keep the family name alive in wrestling.
And Perlow here for Marlboro, a 20-10 on the season sophomore.
Got a nice frame on him. He looks like a strong kid out there for Marlboro. Ehrlich likes to spend time in the gym, as he's warned for stalling here in the first period. He likes to spend time in the gym when he's not wrestling. He would like to go to college and potentially move to Israel after he graduates high school.
And no points yet as we approach the halfway point of the first period.
Well, he's got, a tough draw tonight. He's probably wrestling one of the better wrestlers on the Marlboro team. So he's got a tall task. And he's on the ropes here.
Marlboro with a takedown and a turn. Looking for either a 5-point move or a fall here against Ehrlich. And he picks up the pin. So a pin here for Perlow against Ben Ehrlich from East Brunswick gives 6 points to the Mustangs. That's going to bring our team score to 45-24. We'll bring out our heavyweight for East Brunswick, James Mallon, to receive a forfeit. And once we do that, we'll throw 6 more points on the board for East Brunswick, which is going to bring our final score this evening to 51 for the Bears and 24 for the Mustangs.
Again, thank you for joining us tonight. It was a special night as we're going to see the wrestlers cross the mat and shake hands. We had girls wrestling tonight. We had alumni night. We had Marlboro versus East Brunswick. We had Metuchen and Marlboro versus East Brunswick girls. We had senior night. So we got a lot in tonight, and we're going to do a quick turnover of the room and get those mats away, and we're going to play some hoops.
Thanks everyone for listening in, and congratulations to the East Brunswick Bears for picking up this win, 51-24 against the Marlboro Mustangs. Thanks everyone.
So for Garrett and myself, thank you for joining us. Have a great night.